Last week, Joey Votto announced his retirement from Major League Baseball, and in today's video, I want to go over whether or not I believe he has enough to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, I wanted to start this video by talking about how I don't necessarily like doing this type of stuff. When a player announces a retirement, I want to go back and kind of look at his career and kind of just focus on him, right? Like, you should really appreciate a player by the time they're done their career. Like, you might want to look back and say, okay, I was able to watch Joey Votto growing up. I was able to see how good of a player he was. Respect and appreciate him for who he was instead of looking into the future. Is he a Hall of Famer? Is he good enough to be a Hall of Famer? Is he better than this guy? Is he better than that guy? I don't necessarily like doing this type of stuff, but for the sake of the video, for the sake of the conversation, that's what we're going to do today. Now, I wanted to start off by saying when I was growing up, watching somebody like Joey Votto, being from Canada, him being from Canada, it was awesome because, I feel like there's not enough Canadian athletes out there, especially in baseball. Basketball, I know, is kind of a growing sport for Canadians as well, but just being able to grow up as a kid and seeing somebody from Canada is pretty damn awesome, in my opinion. When you look at somebody like Joey Votto's baseball reference page, I think a lot of things stand out, okay? Joey Votto was the type of guy, one of the best walk rates throughout his entire career. He had 1,300 career walks in his career, 1,365 to be exact. He led the league 5 different times in his career. 6-time All-Star. If you look at his accolades, 6-time All-Star. He won the MVP in 2010 at age 26 as well, so he was pretty damn young as well. He won a Gold Glove at first base, which I feel like at that time, there was a lot of really good defensive first basemen. Anthony Rizzo was winning Gold Gloves. Paul Goldschmidt was winning Gold Gloves. I think Freeman may have won 1 or 2 as well. So even whenever you look at the All-Star appearances, Joey Votto was somebody that he was competing with a lot of good first basemen throughout the 2010s. Anthony Rizzo, Freddie Freeman, Paul Goldschmidt. He had 6 All-Star appearances. He probably could have got a few more. 1 MVP. I think that MVP really helps him a lot. He had 356 career home runs. He did have a few seasons of 35 plus home runs. In his MVP season, he had 37, 36 in 2017, and then 36 as well in 2021 at the age of 37. That was a really cool resurgence year to watch. Somebody like him, I think I believe he was dealing with injury right before that too, and then he came back kind of halfway through the season. He only played 129 games that year as well. First base is a power position. He wasn't necessarily the biggest power bat, but I mean 36, 37, 36 career home runs. In individual seasons as well. 356 career home runs. I think that is a great number. A lot of first base Hall of Famers are in with that amount. He is also a career 294 batter. If you look at his last 5 to 6 seasons, if it weren't for those, he probably would have been a career 300 hitter. He never won a batting title, but he did hit 337 one year, 324 in 2010, 322 in 2009. He also hit 320 in 2017, 326 in 2016. Like, he had some crazy good seasons. I talked a little bit before about how great of a disciplined batter he was. He led the league in on-base percentage 7 times. 7 times. Also finished his career with a 409 on-base percentage. Not many guys can say that they have over a 40% on-base percentage. Like I said, he was a 6-time All-Star. He finished 2nd in Rookie of the Year in 2008. He won his MVP in 2010, a Gold Glover in 2011. He also had a few other pretty high MVP finishes. He finished 2nd in 2017 to Giancarlo Stanton. If it wasn't for Stanton's year that year, then I think Joey Votto would have ran away with the MVP that season. He finished 3rd in 2015. I believe that was behind, let me check right quick. I think 2015 was... yes, that's Bryce Harper's year. Paul Goldschmidt was 2nd. Joey Votto was 3rd. Anthony Rizzo was 4th. So they had 3 first basemen in the top 4. I think first baseman was a very big position whenever it came to the 2010s, especially in the National League. Like I mentioned, a lot of lefty ones as well. Joey Votto, Freddie Freeman, Anthony Rizzo. So whenever you look at his All-Star appearances, he was only a 6-time All-Star. That is a lot of All-Star appearances, but compared to a lot of other Hall of Famers, I don't know if it's that much, really. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe if I wanted to dig deep a little bit more, then I probably could have found a few guys that had a little bit less, a little bit more, whatever. Frank Thomas, I believe, was only a 5-time All-Star, but that was also in a very big first base heavy time in baseball. But yeah, like I said, I think he could have been an All-Star, probably a few more other seasons as well. 2015, 2016, he finished 3rd and 7th in MVP, and he wasn't an All-Star either season. Even 2008 and 2009, he had very good seasons in his 2nd and 3rd season in the league. probably could have been an all-star, but he wasn't either of those years. And then 2021, how I mentioned, 36 home runs at age 37, probably could have been an all-star, but he wasn't. Now, when it comes to career WAR, Joey Votto has a career B-WAR of 64.5. I know a lot of people don't like looking at that, but if you want to look at his F-WAR, he had a career 58.9. It seems to be that there is a bit of a threshold when it comes to WAR, career WAR, whenever it comes to the Hall of Fame. It seems like 50 WAR is kind of that threshold, and anything above that, you have a pretty good chance of getting in. Now, I want to compare him to somebody who I think is a very similar career type player, just inducted into the Hall of Fame last year. That is Joe Mauer. Now, I know this is a catcher and a first baseman, and you might be thinking, Rez, what are you talking about? These are two different positions. Joe Mauer comes at a position where offense isn't really the main priority, and he exceeded that and was one of the best offensive, not only catchers, but one of the best offensive players in his time. Yes, I 100% agree with that. But when you look at just career numbers in total, he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. He won his MVP, 6-time All-Star as well, the exact same amount. 3-time Gold Glove at catcher, 5-time Silver Slugger. He did have 3 batting titles as well. Similar career hits, 2,100. I believe Joey Votto had 21 or 2,200 as well. Home runs, like I said, catcher is not necessarily a big home run hitting position. He was also a career 306 batter, with Joey Votto being a 294. Like I said, if Joey Votto didn't have the last few seasons, he probably could have been a career 300 hitter as well. Now, like I said, you might be thinking, Rez, what are you talking about? This is a catcher and a first baseman. How are you comparing them? I'm just more so comparing Hall of Fame resumes. He had a 55 career B-WAR on top of Joey Votto's 64 career B-WAR as well. Once again, like I said, why are you talking about first basemen and catchers? If you want to look at it that way, I looked up and saw somebody like Orlando Cepeda. Now, Orlando Cepeda played in a time where this was so long ago. People didn't really look at advanced statistics. People didn't really look at WAR. They didn't really think about that. They saw Orlando Cepeda play. They saw a really good player, and they inducted him into the Hall of Fame. But even somebody like him, I think they are very comparable. He had a 50 career B-WAR, which is a little bit lower than Joey Votto's. Only a couple hundred career more hits. 379 home runs, which is very similar to Joey Votto. A career 297 batting average, which Joey Votto's was a 294. He won 1 MVP. He was an 11-time All-Star, but this was also at a time when they had 2 All-Star games in a season. So he racked up quite a bit. Technically, he was only an All-Star in, I believe, 7 different seasons. But like I said, he was an All-Star multiple times those years. He was a Rookie of the Year. He had a much lower walk rate than somebody like Joey Votto as well. Counting stats, like I said, are pretty similar. I think over the last few years, Joey Votto was somebody that kind of got knocked for his counting stats. He didn't have 3,000 career hits. He just had over 2,000. He wasn't a 500 double club type of guy. He wasn't a 400-plus home run guy. I think that people kind of criticized him a little bit compared to his peers, somebody like Paul Goldschmidt, Freddie Freeman, like I mentioned as well. Those guys are 100% Hall of Famers, in my opinion. Joey Votto, I think some people kind of looked at it like, I think he might be Hall of Very Good. By the end of his career, we might kind of take a step back and kind of think, okay, maybe is he a Hall of Famer, is he not? In my opinion, if I had a ballot, if I had a vote, I would go Joey Votto as a Hall of Famer. I think he has enough. Like I said, compared to some other guys, compared to Orlando Cepeda, I probably could have dug deeper and looked at a couple other first basemen that he probably would have been comparable with as well. I think Joey Votto is a Hall of Famer. I think he has enough. 350 career home runs, 2,000 plus hits, 64 B-WAR, 59 F-WAR in his career as well. I think that's more than enough. 400 on-base percentage as well. He has the MVP, which I think is obviously super valuable. Now, I want you guys to comment down below, do you guys think Joey Votto is an MVP? Like I said, I would rather look at Joey Votto, especially him being Canadian, and kind of say, I'm going to take a step back, appreciate his career for what it was, instead of comparing him to other people. But, like I said, sake of the video, I want to kind of compare him to somebody like Orlando Cepeda, Joe Mauer, whatever. I don't necessarily like doing that because I think the media does it way too much in the first place. But anyways, I want you guys to comment down below, is Joey Votto a Hall of Famer? And I will see you guys in the next one.